will fear what they cannot understand.
Absolutely amazing. I'm casting with an amazing caster here, and it makes me feel good inside.
Hesitation is death.
It's just business.
Inevitably.
Syndra. Because English. I'm going to take a guess and say that the target banning. I honestly have not looked at the OP.GGs, but I'm going to take a guess and say that Killer Z is really strong in the Syndra. Same thing with Mother of Doges on the Sivir. The Aatrox is a filler ban. I believe they lost the ban due to an E-sub. And we've seen Corrin on Zillion, I'm pretty sure, and the Darius from Horseman 4, both are very strong on those champions. Cho'Gath coming out as the last ban for Squid's wards, just due to the fact that probably either top or jungle plays it.
Jordan, where's Jordan at?
Let me get in there.
That just goes to show you're nothing but a whiskey delta.
I'm actually very surprised that Janna, Trist, or Twitch have not been picked already. They have made it all the way to the second ban phase. Trist getting banned away, but Janna and Twitch are still open.
It's the last you'll get.
Is it really?
Seriously?
Good, man.
Seriously? Lame.
Technical difficulties coming from Stretch here. You see the Tristana, Ashe, Corki, and Rakan all banned away.
Here we go. Oh my god. I don't know what happened, dude. It just decided... It said that it could not find it in my settings, but we're in. Give me some analysis on this pick and ban phase so far.
Honestly, I can't believe that Janna made it all the way to the end there and wasn't picked up by either team. The Shen coming through is allowing for a lot of global pressure coming out of the Peanut Gallery, and the Xayah Janna bot lane is making it so that they have a very strong team fight presence.
Yep, a lot of scaling available to these guys, and I like that pickup here for Squid's Wards, putting a lot of value in their bot lane duo by getting the Lulu Twitch combo, giving this guy a lot of safety, not only in the lane, but going on into the later stages of the game. Very difficult to burst someone down who's got that knock up and extra health from the wild growth, as well as the protection shield. It looks like right now, Leona Del Bay trying to figure out what they want to round out this composition. Looks like it's going to be the Orianna in the mid lane, so a fantastically well-rounded composition here for Squid's Wards. I'm liking this one a lot.
Yeah, no kidding. Their teamfight power is off the charts with the amount of engage and disengage that they have coming from their team. With the 2 frontline, along with the Orianna Shockwave and the Twitch. They changed the name of the ulti, didn't they?
I think they like to bounce back and forth between Rat-a-tat-tat and Spray and Pray, and I don't know which one they ended up landing on at the end.
I think it's Spray and Pray right now. I'm not sure.
I'm going to call it both of them, and then people in the chat can get a little bit tilted.
Sounds good.
Yeah, they're going to be like, wait, he said Rat-a-tat-tat last time. Now he's saying Spray and Pray. Ah, jeez.
We're seeing the R come in as a counterpick to the Orianna. I mean, I guess that makes the laning phase a lot easier. But when it comes to team fights, I feel as if Squid's Wards just completely, by team comp alone, overpower the Peanut Gallery.
Yeah, and it's I think that a large portion of that is who's going to keep this Twitch in check. There's not really a lot of backline flankers available for the Peanut Gallery. I guess their Ahri can like get off to the side, or they can maybe catch out Twitch with a stray Warwick ultimate, but the front line is so meaty there with the Maokai and Gnar that it's so difficult to the backline, and Twitch should have just free reign to unload bullets as long as he doesn't miss position early on in the fight.
Yeah, and the only really way that I can see Peanut Gallery getting a win coming out of this game is them getting ahead in the early game and using superior rotations and being able to stop them from actually getting a real team fight. They have to play around it correctly. Well, the split pushing picks are also 2 ways that they could do this. With Shen, he has built-in ways to split push, and even like he has both teleport and his ulti, so he can actually do it to the point where Gnar can't keep up with him. So Gnar's either going to have to stop him or stay with his team at all times. He has to make a choice.
Right. And then keeping Shen up in those side lanes to split the team up might be the thing that they need to do. Deep ward coverage maybe to try to see the rotations. If Shen does get ahead and is able to win that 1v1 Gnar, kind of unlikely for the mid to late game, but if he can keep this Gnar in check and can be a driving force in the side lane, they can use that pressure created by Gnar to actually get people caught out in these rotations, and that's going to be likely where they find the victory. The other option, I guess, is to try to snowball early on in the game. If you can catch this Twitch and Orianna, try to set either of those 2 behind, you might be able to shore up the damage of the backline using the fact that you've got the Janna and using the fact that you can get an Ardent Sensor very early on to bolster that AD carry damage quite a bit. But other than that, if this game does go later on, Twitch Orianna is a hard matchup to face against, especially when you've got that Maokai and Lulu to support that damage.
Yeah, I can see a lot of ways to catch them out. You've got the Warwick ulti, the Shen taunt, you've got Ahri charm, even a stray Janna tornado can catch them out, right? Because neither of them have any way to get out except for Flash. But once it gets to the point where they hit 4 items and later, as long as they position correctly, I can't see them dying.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of difficult here, but with 10 seconds left to go, we're about to step into the game. Guys, take a second, go use the bathroom, get some snacks. Honestly, don't do any of those things I just said, because notoriously I've been telling people to go do that, and then the game loads in almost instantly. So stick around, see how the load timing is looking, and then go if it seems like it's going to be a longer time. But we're about to get into the game here. Enjoy a little bit of music while we get everything set up for you guys. See you in a bit. All right, and with that, we are all loaded in and ready to go. Just have to change a quick setting here. And we are in it. Game number 1 of the series between Squid's Wards and the Peanut Gallery is set to go. Once again, my name is Stretch, and joining me is TSM Loosecannon, aka Crazy4X. And I'm excited to see how this one goes on. A lot of potential for some early game shenanigans if these teams choose to do so, but likely to see defensive starts as it's still pretty early in the series.
Yeah, we're seeing just the nice generic starts out of every champion in this game. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here.
Yep. Everything fairly standard here. Twitch and Xayah both opting for the Doran's Blade outside of some kind of odd other 80 carry starts we've been seeing recently.
Yeah, I don't think I need to go into my relic start.
Oh, really?
I don't think I need to go into this.
Is that another thing that people are doing, dude? You told me that's like the thing. That's the new hotness.
I've been flamed.
No, dude, dude, just say it.
All right. So the Relic Shield start, it's really good when you have an Ardent Imp using support. I personally think it's amazing. Granted, you give up early game power, but what is 7 attack damage and a little bit of lifesteal versus healing in lane, extra money for your support to get the Ardent Sensor even earlier to buff up your damage, along with, once you upgrade it to the Targons, a 300 to 400 health shield to protect you from burst. In the Dragon League games that I casted yesterday, I saw the Relic Shield passive completely block in Orianna Ultimate. Just the Shockwave didn't do any damage.
Chat hating on you for it. I'm sorry for baiting you into saying it, but you know what? I thought it was pretty convincing. Either way, game has begun here. Both these junglers starting very standard starts here. Maokai opting to go for a Raptor clear, looking for that early level 4, whereas Warwick, played by, or Keckle on that Warwick, looking for just the standard blue start, hard leash from the bot lane into a quick roam to the top side. Skips over the wolves and says, let me get into this top half of the map. I'm looking for this top lane pressure.
Yeah, he might be looking to catch someone out early game, make them confused as to why he's there already. And I'm looking forward to see what he pulls out with it.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure going down from Horseman 4 against Wriggle Q. We've seen Horseman on quite a few champions before. I think the most notable is the Fiora that he plays up there in the top lane. This time, once again, continuing that pattern of aggression by picking up the Gnar, looking to just try to zone Wriggle Q off this minion wave as much as possible. But either way, only a 2-minion lead so far. Mother of Doges stepping up, looking for a little bit of damage against Iris Zero as these feathers pass through the minion wave. But still, not too much pressure, so that Iris Zero is zoned away from the wave. Still, good positioning out of Mother of Doges. Very aggressive, trying to make sure that they beat back the enemy and create a lot of farming space for them. All right. Bottom lane, still a little bit of trading back and forth, as it looks like the Peanut Gallery has maintained quite a bit of pressure here. HMTKD not having to do too much in this lane outside of throw down the occasional shield and watch Mother of Doges go. Just kind of set it and forget it for the support play. Not too much to really talk about there, as the start of the game has really been fairly slow. A little bit of an invade here from Keckle, trying to sniff out where Eat My Apples is farming up. It looks like he's found him over at the Gromp here. Smite goes down, counter smite by Keckle. Actually picks up that buff for himself. Into the brush goes the Sapling. It will do double damage since it's coming out of that brush. Over the wall goes Horseman 4. This is a very aggressive play. But either way, Keckle able to make his way out of the jungle safe and sound, despite that invade. So not too much lost there, but he did get the Gromp Smite away from Eat My Apples. So a little bit of gold and XP advantage.
Yeah, it shouldn't make that big of a difference, but it's good.
Quite nice. Iris Zero taking a bit of chunking there. Yeah, fantastic trade coming out of Mother of Doges. Looking very comfortable on this Xayah so far. We'll see how it ends up playing out for the rest of the game, but this bot lane is looking quite volatile so far. Shield goes down into Iris Zero, but no aggression quite yet. I'm actually pretty surprised that Leona Del Bay isn't just stepping up and trying to force Mother of Doges back. Got plenty of biscuits to work with here. Slow goes down thanks to the Glitter Lance, but it looks like it's not going to yield any kills so far. Still, huge amounts of pressure here, and I'm really looking to see where this first kill is going to go down.
Yeah, considering it's the start of the semifinals series, best out of 5, normally the first game is really slow, and once you get to the 5th, it's so fast.
Yep. Everyone trying to get a good read on what their opponents are playing like, trying to figure out what sort of advantages they should be keeping their eyes open for. So a lot of exploratory play here today. Trying to really feel out mid lane, flash in by Killer Z. Ignite gets thrown down as well, and really making the kill on Corrin the Cat look so simple, as bottom lane, Keckle trying to roam in for a potential kill there with that low health Twitch, but either way, too much distance to cover before they're able to back up.
That was a really clean kill by Killer Z. Really didn't expect it to happen. He even popped the exhaust from Corrin too.
Yep, even after that kill was pretty much guaranteed. Late exhaust went down from Corrin, and it's a huge win there for Killer Z, meaning that he can usher in a gank from Keckle off of a charm, or just kind of wait for Keckle to get to level 6, and there won't be that much that Corrin the Cat can really do here. Without that exhaust, without a way to reduce that damage that they're able to do, we can potentially be seeing him go down under turret fairly easily.
Yeah, the only thing I could see is him maybe getting away with flash, but then they're just going to repeat gank him anyway.
Yep.
So at this point, without the exhaust, he's going to have a rough time.
Especially with Wriggle Q hitting level 6 up there in the top lane. Should really bolster team confidence to go for these more aggressive plays. They've got the Shen Shield and TP from across the map that can assist them, so as long as he's paying attention, as long as they communicate that properly, they should be fine. Good trade looking from Wriggle Q, but on the back end, Horseman 4 just says, I'm not done here yet. Gets 2 different procs of the Nard W passive, and Horseman 4 can't quite find the Q to connect against Wriggle Q. Wriggle's going to be forced out of lane there, but either way, fantastic trade out of Horseman 4.
Yeah, you would have thought for sure that he would have lost that, but then he just turned it straight around and completely demolished Wriggle in that 1v1.
Yeah, really using that range to his advantage, making sure that he's able to follow up as Wriggle Q's trying to get away. Get that additional damage in on the exit. Looks like we've got Keckle trying to figure out where he wants to be. A couple jungle camps available to him on the top side of the map, but he's kind of positioning to get this blue buff passed over to Killer Z. And he's going to do that and then maybe look for where he wants to go to next. First dragon of the game is that air drake, so the movement speed buff would be beneficial to Keckle, extending just a bit of that ultimate range as he comes in and tries to figure out where he wants to plant that first ultimate. Top side of the map, we've got a little bit of just pressure coming out of Wriggle Q. Despite having the pressure taken away from him before, he's got that Bambi Cinder, so it's really helping him push in that minion wave, despite not giving him too much power in the 1v1 all-in. still giving him a large amount of wave control. Mid lane a little bit of trading back and forth there, and Iris Zero chunked down to below half life. Needs to be just a little bit careful on his positioning. I think that Mother of Doges might just have just enough mana to lock him down if he were to step too far up. But once again, Leona Del Bay always in the area to make sure that he is safe and sound. Off in the river here, flash forward into binding straight away. Killer Z forced to pop the Spirit Rush immediately to get away from that gank. Dashes straight back in to try to get the Orb of Deception proc on Eat My Apples. Chunks him low, but it does not warrant a continuation of the play as he did not get the true damage on the return pass through.
I do have one thing to point out is that even the Wriggle Q, it has a bit of an XP lead right now due to the fact that Horseman 4 saved his teleport to be able to respond to the Channel.
That is true. Sitting up at level 8 over level 7. He does have a large minion wave here, though, so he's got a little bit of a chance to catch up. But I like the fact that he was able to really be conservative on that movement spell and try to get into the same position Shen's going to be across the map. Very smartly played by Horseman 4. Mid lane, looks like they're trying to maintain a little bit of control here as they clear out a control ward from the enemy team. The Peanut Gallery being very conscious of what the enemy is able to see on their side of the map, and that's going to be crucial for this game. We mentioned it in Champion Select. The Peanut Gallery really wants to catch people out in rotations. They want to try to get this pressure onto Wriggle Q if possible, and then try to get people to move over into the lane he's split pushing, and during that transition, catch them out with charms and infinite duress and all those sort of things. Bottom lane looks like we've got some heavy trading between Iris Zero and Mother of Doges, but Mother of Doges is staying very healthy here. Another Janus Shield goes down to bolster that damage as a heavy trade goes on in mid. Corin the Cat getting that last Thunderlord's proc onto Killer Z before they disengage that one, going fairly even, but Killer Z, with that little bit of Ari sustain, is going to be able to heal that one back up.
I'd like to point out the fact that Twitch has a over 10 CS lead on the Xayah.
Yep, doing a great job, despite the amount of pressure that he's been under. Once again, Killer Z in the mid lane, going very aggressive, trying to find Corin the Cat. Does end up getting a kill, gets passed over to Keckle, who shows up just in the right time to help assist that kill. Mid lane looks like Maokai's trying to find the return kill, but this is what I'm talking about. The Shen eyes in the sky help just keep both of these guys in the mid lane alive, and he nets himself an assist while Ari picks up the kill there.
Yeah, that was very well played by the Peanut Gallery there. They knew their limits, and they played around them almost perfectly. Yeah. Granted, they wasted a bunch of summoners supposed to get Corin, but when Eat My Apples attempted to respond, there was nothing he could have done. There was no damage for him.
Just not enough from this Maokai to really finish off those health bars, and having this early game lead is hugely beneficial here for the Peanut Gallery. We talked about it once again in Champ Select, how the bottom lane of the Squid's wards is so terrifying come late game. Leona Del Bay on this Lulu to keep Iris Zero's Twitch protected in these team fights. It's going to be absolute hell for them to try to manage. But if they have Killer Z as fed as he is right now, they might be able to create some mid lane roams down to that bottom lane and really try to set behind Iris, who's been doing a absolutely immaculate job of maintaining his composure and keeping his farm up.
You can see a lot of confidence coming out of Killer Z here with a Dark Seal purchase.
Yeah, really trying to stack up that additional AP. Also gives him the additional sustain from his refillable potion, trying to increase that value as much as possible. I don't know if this will be turned directly into a Magi's Soul Stealer, but we will end up seeing at some point a little bit of contestation over this control ward in the river. It looks like finally the Peanut Gallery is going to concede that one as Eat My Apples last hits it down. Bottom lane, a little bit of trading once again between Iris Zero and HNTKD, but just really trying to farm this one out. I think that the mindset for Squid's wards bot lane is don't play too aggressive, don't go too ham. They've got, Shen ultimates and TPs available for them. You just want to make sure that we get this Twitch to the late game where he can really shine.
Yeah, honestly, all the Squid wards need to do is just survive until they can reach teamfight point, and then force objectives due to their teamfight power.
Once they're able to do that, should be able to build a fairly decent advantage. Look at the damage coming out of Horseman 4 here, though. Keckle forced to actually throw down the Infinite Duress. The Gnar against the wall just absolutely crushes his bones against the Sign of the Mountain. Bottom lane exhaust down early against Ira Zero, actually making it difficult for him to do damage. Corrin the Cat once again under pressure against Killer Z. He ends up going down. Ira Zero continually throwing out shots, but look at the health advantage on Mother of Doges. It's just absolutely impossible for them to actually get this damage to stick thanks to the healing and shielding of HMTKD. This Janna is so damn strong, man. It's so difficult to cut through.
Yeah, no kidding. We just saw fights going on across the board there. I believe that Squid's wards might have come up. No, because their mid lane went down again.
Yep.
The Gnar is at least catching up to the Shen now. Actually, I think he should be ahead now, if anything.
Yeah, he's got the 1 kill. He's got the farm lead as well. Not only that, but you saw the damage that he was able to throw down onto Keckle. And look at Keckle's build here. Literally just the Tiamat and some Merc Tread. So if he starts taking some damage, whether it be from Corrin the Cat or Horseman 4, he's going to fall over fairly quickly, assuming he doesn't get the support of the rest of his team. So he's got to be careful what sort of invades, what sort of tricky plays he ends up going for, because it can mean his life very quickly. Okay. A little bit of farming once again down here in the bottom lane. It looks like we got some positioning from Keckle over in the river, trying to find an angle for this Infinite Duress, which isn't quite up yet, actually. So maybe just trying to see if Iris Zero and Leona Del Bay get a little bit too greedy and step too far up. Eat My Apples scouts out the play and decides to join this bottom lane, make sure that they feel safe. Warwick actually taking the way around. Mid lane, Killer Z gets exhausted for the 3rd time this game, and it just doesn't matter. He absolutely obliterates Corrin the Cat in the mid lane.
Yeah, the lead that they have... Oh, a lot of trading coming out of the bot lane here.
A little bit of trading, but continue.
Alright, continuing on is that this Killer Z is just showing how strong he is on the Ahri.
Bottom lane, looks like we got an all-in Shen ultimate drop. This HMTKD goes out of the fight. Infinite Duress misses outside of Keckle. And Janna ulti has to be popped to try to heal up the rest of the team. It looks like no kills result from this play, but a lot of cooldowns burned here.
Yeah, granted. I still want to talk about Killer Z. He's so strong in this Ahri. At this point, I believe he's 4-0-1 now with a over 10 CS lead on the Orianna, who is 0-4. It is a giant difference coming out of the amount of damage from these mid laners.
Yep. Huge pressure out of Killer Z, and this is what they need. They need to have one of these solo lanes very strong, either the Shen where they can draw the pressure, or the Ahri where they can just use those charms that have been landing pretty much all game to net them gold for the picks. Top lane, a little bit of a taunt onto Horseman 4 by Wriggle Q right under the turret there, and that's what you really want to be looking for on the Shen. Try to catch him underneath that tower for the additional damage, but Horseman 4 is still feeling very confident in this lane. He's got the Black Cleaver finished up, he's hitting his Mega Gnar fairly soon, and he might be even looking for an additional fight once that happens.
And Warwick took the dragon on his own there with no... Squid's wards don't even know that he is.
Trying to sneak this one out. Get that early dragon off the board. Yes, it's not giving your team any additional damage, but top lane, it looks like Wriggle Q is definitely in trouble as Eat My Apples and Horseman 4 just absolutely dive him. So a little bit of pressure there thrown down by the jungler for Squid's wards, while the Peanut Gallery and Keckle end up hitting up that dragon, trying to get that additional movement speed.
I do want to point out the Horseman 4's ulti position there. Most Gnars would have just hit him into the wall, but he hit him away and out of turret range, so we had to burn his flash to get back in, which Eat My Apples just followed with his root, and it made it so Wriggle couldn't do anything.
Hard time here for Wriggle Q. When you see a gank go down like that, you're kind of wary of the future, because it's not something that's difficult to make happen again, especially with how meaty this top lane and jungle pick is. Bottom lane, some heavy trading once again by Mother of Doges, who just looks so comfortable on this Xayah, always stepping forward with that Janna shield, getting as many auto attacks down as they possibly can before disengaging, and even before Iris Zero and Leona Del Bay can react, the damage has pretty much already been done.
Is that first tower down in top lane?
Yeah, first tower went to Horseman 4 there, so the bonus gold on him. Taking a look at his wallet, he's got 6,700 gold to his name. Only person in the game who is higher than him is Killer Z, who looks to be going for another kill. Can't quite find it. Actually dashes to get the last pass of the Orb of Deception to hit that true damage through. Had that charm connected, that would have been a dead Orianna for sure. Over at the Rift Herald, we've got a bit of a brawl going on. Fury gets hit up by Horseman 4. Blue team to actually finish that Rift Herald off, so Squid's Ward's going to have the buff here. Eat My Apples ignited up by Killer Z. Killer Z exhausted for the 4th time this game. Nard against the wall. Into the Orianna Shockwave. Can they find the auto attack? They trade the kills because the Orb of Deception passed through true damage. Now Wriggle Q is in just the worst position. Wait, maybe not. He's able to find Sanctity in the auto attack negation, but it just is over too soon. Gets last hit like a minion in the river of topside.
Well, there's that combo that we were talking about, and how in actual fights, Squid's Wards are have just a well-drafted team when it comes to team fights. And that was 3v3, which all of their team fight powers coming from those top part of the map. And you just saw it completely devastate Killer Z, even though he was 5-0 at that point.
Yeah. And that exhaust so far on Orianna, doing a lot of work here, trying to reduce the damage that Killer Z is doing. It probably will have more value later on in the game, but so far it's making slightly more difficult for Killer Z to pick up these kills. Bottom lane, we've got some pushing out by Mother of Doges alongside HMTKD as Twitch has recalled back to base. Iris Zero finishing off that Blade of the Ruin King Zeal, and Double Daggers really trying to stack up that attack speed early on in this game and get those poison stacks up quickly.
See the Gnar rotating down to bot lane, leaving Shen to farm out top lane all alone. Banshee spy coming from Killer Z. He understands that if he gets caught by anything, he's probably gonna die.
Very true. Bottom lane Horseman 4. Look at this damage coming up from the Gnar. Run in from Keckle, trying to actually make his way to the turret as he realizes he's in a bad position. Stun not quite connecting there as the wallop comes down. Killer Z off in the brush, misses both the Orb of Deception and the Charm. Now just trying to retreat back off into the river. A 5-man stack here by Squid's Wards as they try to maintain some pressure on the map and take out this bot lane outer turret. Rift Herald popped here as they earned that topside brawl, and this might be their gateway back into control of this game. Killer Z sitting 6-1-1, but as long as they have this amazing team fight composition that you spoke of before, they should be able to brute force their way through these lanes, especially with a Rift Herald to assist.
Yeah, the only problem that I can see coming out of the peanut gallery is the fact that Killer Z has all their money. There's nobody else that is as ahead as he is. He has 6 out of their 7 kills.
Yeah.
While on Squid's Wards, their money is actually spread out among the carries and tanks.
Yeah. So, in that case, then how does the peanut gallery bolster that? What can they do since they've got Killer Z with all their gold? I mean, I assume they have to play around him a bit, but when he's in the wrong position, that Banshee's Veil just saved his life here. Can they get the taunt? Not looking for anything, actually just stunned up by the Maokai ultimate. Going to be a 5-man stack here in the mid lane as Horseman 4 is stepping forward, looking to see if he can find himself a Gnar before that duration runs out. Flashes underneath the turret and actually finds a 3-man stun against the wall here. Wriggle Q trying to block for his team as Mother of Doges is just dumping out auto attacks. Still no one goes down here as Keckle and Wriggle Q are able to slither their way out back towards the base.
That was well played by both sides. They reacted to him diving really well, backing up just enough that they could actually still hit him and not die. Along with Horseman, that engage was amazing, but I do not believe his team was ready.
Yeah, it looks like it was just a snap decision and the team was just not coordinated or on the same page. Not only that, but so far, there's still a lot of damage available on both sides of the team. So I think the backline was a little bit hesitant to fully commit to it. But either way, I like the tenacity that Horseman 4 here has and the aggression that he's been showing. He's a very aggressive player, and I love to watch it.
I believe if Orianna ulti followed that Gnar ulti, it would have been a very different thing.
Yeah, Mid lane, Thorin the Cat getting the ignite yet again. Orb of Deception with the fadeaway, no problem. 3-man stack in the mid lane, trying to take out this Ahri. Eat My Apple steps in to help finish off Ahri in the mid lane. Killer Z is now off the map. We're looking for the fight here in the river. Snare goes down onto Horseman 4 after the feathers pull back. HMTKD and Mother of Doges are trying to kite away towards the base, but they still don't want to fight in this tight corridor, knowing that Gnar ultimate would absolutely destroy their team.
Yeah, they're showing a lot of respect for Horseman, and a lot of people have talked about Squid Wars as Corrin being the best player, but he seems to have gotten shut down really hard this game.
Oh yeah, Killer Z showing that he's made of different stuff here. Root down on Horseman 4, straight into the taunt all the way. Looks like we've got a lot of damage available on this Twitch through the backline, though, as he steps forward and starts pumping shots through. There's so much armor built up on this Shen, though, that he's able to walk away out of the fight like it's nothing. And once again, we return to the mid lane pressure, trying to see if either team can kind of pressure out the other one.
I believe when it comes to this, it is Horseman 4 leading with all the money on Squid Wars, and the same thing around for Killer Z on the Peanut Gallery. It's a matter of who does more damage.
Definitely is. And I'm pretty surprised, though. Horseman 4 was not having too fast of a start to the game, whereas Killer Z was basically chaining kills back-to-back solo on Corrin the Cat. It's interesting to see that Horseman 4 has managed to pull ahead in that gold value, and part of that is attributed to the fact that they've been able to get these turrets mid-lane, aggressive play. Once again, Killer Z going against Corrin the Cat decides to not follow under the turret there as Shockwave gets burned.
I think the thing is that Killer Z, he might be going in and it might seem like he's just like losing these trades or just wasting things, but he's getting the Ori Shockwave, which completely removes a giant amount of the teamfight prowess.
Yeah, Leona Del Bay caught out by Keckle, forced to flash away there as a kind of close range. Infinite Duress was burned.
It would have been better if anybody was there to help, but it was still good. It's got the flash for it.
Yep, mid lane looks like the root actually lands on this Shen. An ultimate popped by Twitch to try to take out this front line, but once again, the armor stacking is so immense that he barely takes a third of his health bar in damage. This Shen says, you know what? I'm just going to build full armor. There's no way that Twitch is going to kill me this round. And until Twitch has that last Whisper built up, it's going to be so hard taking this guy out.
Yeah, no kidding. Unless we see a lot of penetration coming through on the sides of Squid's wards, this Shen ain't falling anytime soon.
Very true. Blue buff to be picked up here by Killer Z, just trying to maintain that cooldown reduction and mana. Sapling tossed over the wall by Eat My Apples, granting a little bit of vision that it is being done, but not triggering any sort of aggressive invade there. Mid lane wave clear coming out of Mother of Doges and HMTKD with that shield built up as Keckle's off to the side is just trying to clear out some vision yet again, try to set up his team in a situation where they can find some more of these catches, put Killer Z and Keckle in a position where they can get the CC down on one target and hopefully have the others follow up. Over in the brush here, looks like we've got Iris Zero trying to find a little bit of a cheeky play. Exhaust thrown down very early, and Iris Zero's got to be feeling happy about that one. Down, meaning that Horseman 4 will be largely unchecked in these team fights as long as he sidesteps the charm and the infinite duress out of both Killer Z and Keckle, respectively. Again, we continue down the mid lane here. These guys really adamant about trying to take out this mid lane outer turret. It's like Mother of Doges to step back behind the tower this time, knowing that there's not enough defense to really hold that tower together. Finally, it looks like the lineup of Squid's wards is able to take away that top or mid lane outer turret and open up the enemy jungle a little bit more. Maybe seeing a little bit more aggressive invading here now that that structure is removed.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't say anything. I dropped my mouth.
It's perfectly fine.
This is the Ahri ulti burn.
Yeah, Ahri ulti down now. Aggressive stepping forward there. Banshee's available, so Really not feeling scared of the flash root out of Maokai. Both these teams, once again, it feels like these guys are a little bit confused as to what they should be doing at this point. There's quite a lot of pressure available to Squid's wards, but they always seem to return to the mid lane here. It's very interesting.
Yeah, we're seeing the good old, hey, let's ARAM mid lane, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Instead, Horseman 4 could probably be off into the side lane. I'm pretty sure that he still does fairly well against Wriggle Q, especially having that Frozen Mallet completed and the Armor Shred out of the Black Cleaver. A lot of cooldown reduction available as well, thanks to the combination of Black Cleaver and Spirit Visage, giving him that total of 30%. So he can still 1v1 fairly well against Shen, I think.
Yeah, not to mention that his percent health damage does magic.
Oh yeah, for sure. So Shen not prepared to get for that at all right now. So if he did decide to play that split push game, he should not have a problem here. But he's trying to stay with the team, maintain his actual pressure of the engage, and see if he can't do something in that regard. Bottom lane, Venom Cask thrown down as Iris Zero tries to get a bit of damage on Wriggle Q. Still, Shen sitting on 267 armor at this point and not a shred of armor penetration on Iris Zero thus far. So even if he did stand there for probably 20 seconds, Shen would live, assuming that he does press his auto attack negate field thing. What is this thing called? I got it. Spirit's Refuge. All right, Spirit's Refuge. I got it.
Wait, what?
The W on Shen. The thing that like negates auto attacks.
That's what it's called?
It's called Spirit's Refuge. I keep calling it auto attack negate and I'm sick of it. So I looked at, I cheated. Chat, you saw me do it? I looked at the name.
It's good. I don't know how the LCS castles remember all the names of people.
Yeah, coming in here, ultimate out of Maokai as Keckle and Mother of Doges try to take out this frontline tank. Still very healthy though as the rest of the team starts to group up on it. Horseman 4 misses the wall up there, so no stun to be had. Wriggle Q out in the front, flash forward, actually disengages a little bit. 3-man knocked back into the team. Orianna Shockwave ripped through these guys, and it looks like Warwick goes flying across the team fight and misses, but he's still able to get partially to the back line. That's that strong team fight we were talking about in Champ Select finally shining through.
Yeah, even with the Shen ulti and everything, there wasn't anything that they could have done. Gnar just ulted them back, and then you saw Twitch and Orianna just unload their spells.
Despite being 2-6, this Orianna Shockwave still absolutely destroys health bars. Looking at the builds here of the Peanut Gallery, no one's prepared for Magic Resist. No one is prepared for the Orianna Shockwave, so 2-item Ori here is going to do a hell of a lot of damage to the lineup.
Yeah, I don't think anything more than one Magic Resist item would be necessary right now, but at least that. If you don't have anything, the fact that she's 2-6 is not going to matter.
Oh yeah, especially since they've been doing an okay job of keeping that farm up. Still 200 minions last hit there as we see Wriggle Q kind of off to the side here, seeing if they can pull off a cheeky play. Redemption comes down a little bit too late as it's not going to steal away that Baron buff, and the disengage coming out here for Squid's wards. Right? Both these teams now trying to just reset a lot of gold to be used, or a lot of gold to be spent, sorry, here on Squid's wards. After that team fight and after that Baron take, a complete shift here into a total pressure loss for the Peanut Gallery. Squid's wards now trying to step up and contest this dragon. Earth Drake to go down here. Wait, Xayah ultimate burned very early on. The rest of Squid's wards is just not ready to follow up. Look at Horseman 4. He's stepping up. He's ready to brawl. Let's go. Hopping over the wall. Keckle goes down first. Janna ultimate pop. The CC's going to come through here for Horseman 4. Wall up into Gnar against the wall. Shockwave was in there as well as that rock just peels away that Banshee's Veil off of Killer Z. Charm goes down against Maokai, but it's not going to stop this dive as Horseman 4, the aggressive top laner, just continuing on this chase. Bottom lane inner ends up going down, and now the team chooses to rotate over towards the mid lane. Maybe push some of these minions up and then head towards the top side. We'll see what they do.
I think they're going to attempt to go for the win.
Oh yeah, there's quite a bit of time still left on these death timers. 23 seconds on Shen, 12 on Mother of Doges. So if they can just push through and get some decent damage on these Nexus turrets, they may be able to close. But Killer Z and Keckle are available here. They don't want to get too close to the fight because they can easily get caught up. A lot of frontal CC available for these guys. Both turrets are down. Nexus fully exposed as the Maokai ultimate rips through. Now that's going to be it. Game number 1 of Squid Swords versus the Peanut Gallery, done in 33 minutes.
Basically what they just showed is that they don't need Horn's damage as much as people might think. Horseman just showed how strong he was with a 7-0-5 Gnar.
Yeah, absolutely dominant in the top lane, and a large portion of that lead, I think, stemming from not only his aggressive play, but that early dive that came from Eat My Apples onto Wriggle Q. It kind of secured the lane there. Once you have that sort of farm or XP deficit in the top lane, it's kind of hard to come back. So Horseman 4 really taking that advantage granted to him and just spreading it across the map very, very nicely.
Even though Killer Z was so far ahead, he did less damage than the Xayah and Twitch and Gnar. He did not input as much as he should have been with the lead that he had.
Yeah, and what are some of the ways that he can kind of make that shift for the next game? When you have that sort of lead as a mid laner, what should you be doing with it?
Well, he should have been roaming more. I saw him do it once or twice,